Hello everybody, welcome back, and here is another tier list, and this one is a mid-season ranking. Please like and subscribe, and starting with the Yankees, there's no question they're a World Series competitor. I mean, if you look, they're historically good. The Stros are catching up a bit, but they're the best team in baseball right now. They got everyone going. Nestor slowed down a bit, but Tyon too. They could use another arm, maybe Luis Castillo, but everyone's hitting for them. Even Aaron Hicks and Gleyber Torres, and they're just on fire right now. Nothing's stopping them. The Seattle Mariners, they are on such a tear right now. I don't remember if it's 13 or 14. I don't think they're a World Series team yet. I don't even think they're definitely in the playoffs, but they've earned a spot for now. They're not great, but Robbie Ray is on a fire. Logan Gilbert's really good. They're just a playoff team. They're not a World Series competitor. The Rays aren't in a super great spot right now. They're in such a hard division. They always find a way to make it work, and I can't see them not doing it again. The Jays are probably still in. They have been a little bit better, winning 3 straight. They're 50-43. They were thought of as a World Series competitor in the beginning of the year. They're not there right now, but they could get back there if they can stay hot. They do have that advantage playing every team against without all their unvaccinated players. But yeah, right now they are a playoff team. Miami, I think, has a really talented young, bullpen, or a talented young rotation coming up with Luzardo, Lopez, but they're not there yet, for sure. I don't even think they're a 50-50 shot. They're a long shot. Next year, that could be their year, but not yet. Cardinals have been a little bit better as of late. That's my team. I'm obviously not going to put them out of the playoffs. They are in a playoff spot, and their rotation has been pretty awful. They need an arm. I'd love to see them get Juan Soto, but really I think they should focus on getting a guy like Frankie Montas. That would be more desirable. Obviously Montas isn't better than Soto, but they could pick up Montas, and then another player at the deadline, maybe Mitch Haniger, or not the offseason. Then they could be in, I think, better shape than the Soto route. I think they should leave that to the Dodgers and Yanks. The Stros are, I hate the Stros, but they're a World Series competitor. There's not really much to say. They've been the best team outside of the Yanks. The Yanks, they've passed the Mets. The Yanks and the Dodgers are still ahead of them, but they are definitely a World Series competitor. The Braves, that's a tough call. They've been really good. I think that they're worthy of that World Series competitor because they made it work last year, and they still have Albies. They still have Soroka that are going to come back. Hopefully Soroka finally makes it back. If Strider stays hot, Morton and Olsen are going to have to pick it up. I know it's kind of a hot take, but I do think that they are a really good team. They've got a completely stacked infield, even without Freeman. Darno and Contreras, And their outfield is very good, too. The rotation needs a little bit of work, and the bullpen is But I think that they are. I think they're a World Series competitor. The Orioles, they're not a playoff team yet. Let's see. Are they above 500? Are they still at 500? Yeah, they're a 500 team. I don't know how I can put that 50-50. I don't think they're a 50-50 shot. I think they have a shot, but it's not 50-50. And I really like this team in a couple of years. They still have so much young stuff coming up. They're I guess, a long shot for Soto too. I don't think this is their year yet for the playoffs, but it's hard putting them in long shot after that run. But I don't think they're there yet. Cleveland, I'd say, is a 50-50 shot. They gotta win that division. And, Chicago's not going to stay this bad forever. They're going to have to make a tough decision at deadline. Do they try to beat out the Twins and Sox, or do they just give it another go next year? They've extended Ramirez, which is big for them. They can now take a little bit more time. I think they've got that ridiculous farm system. I don't think they should overdo it. Maybe make a couple moves and hope for the best, but I think they should stay at where they are for the most part. The Rockies are terrible. They have absolutely no shot. Not much to say there. The Tigers have been very disappointing. I really thought that they could be maybe even a playoff team this year. Rodriguez, the situation's really bad. Mize went down hurt with Tommy John. Turnbull will hopefully be back soon. And Skubal has been one of the worst pitchers in baseball recently after his great start. In the lineup, Grossman's not doing what he did last year. And Torkelson has been a complete disappointment. They're not screwed, but they're gonna need some players to heat up. Royals, no shot. They're awful. Greinke is their best. Actually, no, Singer's their best pitcher. And outside of Sal Perez, they have no hitting to go along with it. I think they're the worst team, except maybe the A's and the Reds. The Brewers are a playoff team. I still think I'd like to hope the Cardinals still have a shot at taking that first place. They're only a half game back right now. They definitely do have a chance, and the Cardinals are dealing with more injury stuff. The Brewers do have Freddie Peralta out. Either way, I think that's gonna. Brewers and Cardinals are both playoff teams, but it's gonna come down to who does more at the deadline to see who can really become a World Series competitor. But right now, neither is there. The Angels are a very long shot at this point. Longer than the Orioles for sure. Probably, maybe about the same as Miami. They, again and again, keep disappointing everyone. I'm not surprised. They're not very good. They got Ward, Trout, and Ohtani. That's about it. Syndergaard's been pretty bad. He'll probably get dealt at the deadline. He should get dealt because they're not going anywhere unless they have a huge run. Oakland is so bad. I really want to make I'm going to make a new row. Literally, this is just the Oakland row. They are so bad. Their best hitter is probably Seth Brown. And Elvis Andres. Christian Pache is awful. Laureano, Laureano's probably the best hitter, actually. But, as for the pitching, Irvin just to show you how bad they are, Irvin and Montas both have ERAs under 350 and a combined record of 6-16. This team can't get run support for them, and outside of them, Blackburn's been bad lately. Caprielon's awful. They're just a horrible team. Their bullpen is maybe worse than their hitting. Lou Trevino somehow managed to get back to the closer role. They're awful. The Phillies, I think, are a 50-50 shot. It's nice to see Nola rolling again, but he and Wheeler can only take the team so far. Castellanos has to step up. Real Muto has to step up. Hoskins could be playing better. Schwarber has been really good, but again, the rest of the rotation is pretty weak. They could use another arm. Their bullpen is just awful again. Knievel was a disappointment. They're probably a little above 50-50 shot or better than the Guardians. But I don't... Of the borderline teams, the Cardinals, Mariners, really all these teams are just a little bit ahead of them. The Pirates are awful, but they have a little bit more hope, I guess. Rounsley Contreras wasn't bad while he was up. Henry Davis and Nick Gonzalez are going to be fun when they come up. They're not Oakland level bad, but outside of that, they're one of the worst. Maybe they might have gotten out of the bottom 5 teams. They might not even finish bottom 2 in their division. Just because the Cubs and Reds are so bad. Yeah, and the Padres. The Padres are definitely a playoff team. They're not a contender unless they can do something at the deadline. They got a real pitching surplus that they can use to get some outfield help. Ryan Reynolds wouldn't be a bad guy to get. They could use a little bit first base help. They definitely need some better hitting. Their pitching is, I think, a top 5 rotation in the game. Their bullpen is nasty too. They just need some, like with Tatis out, Machado's been outstanding, but Machado can only take a team so far. One player can't carry a whole team. I guess Profar's been very good too. Cronenworth is starting to heat up a lot, but they can't take. They're just gonna have to show more. Texas. Well, John Gray has shown a lot better. Yeah, they're not good. They're not no shot, but they're definitely a long shot. They're better than they were last year. Simeon and Sear, Machado's been outstanding, but Machado can only take a team so far. One player can't carry a whole team. I guess Profar's been very good too. Cronenworth is starting to heat up a lot. But they can't take. They're just gonna have to show more. Texas. Well, John Gray has shown a lot better. Yeah, they're not good. They're not no shot, but they're definitely a long shot. They're better than they were last year. Simeon and Sear, they're gonna need some better guys after those two, because after them they really don't have anything. And as for the rotation, Glenn Otto's been a complete disappointment. But I guess they have a Gallo for him, so they're probably still winning that trade. The rotation with John Gray, he's been really good. Martin Perez, a big surprise. I'd like to see them flip him. I wouldn't extend him. I'm still very skeptical in him. But yeah. The Sox, given their division, they're a 50-50 shot. I I think they're selling this offseason. Evoldi, free agency. Bogarts has his opt out, even though they've gotten better than they were. They're losing a lot of guys, and I'm not sure if they have the long term stuff to keep everyone. And if the Orioles are gonna start to make a run next year, the Blue Jays are gonna be. I mean, they're still a very young team. They could be really good next year. I think they're just not ready yet this year. The Yanks are again gonna be great even if they lose Judge. The Rays always make it work. And if the Orioles are joining that list, even though the Red Sox could probably find a way to finish above 500, they're probably looking at next year being the worst team in their division going into it. And I just don't think they're going to spend I think they're sellers this offseason. The Giants are a 50-50 shot. They're not very good. They're really... I feel like they're in the same category as the Phillies. Just... Brandon Crawford has not been good. Brandon Belt has not been good. Rodon's really great, but DeSclafani was horrible, and now he's out for the year. Wood is starting to get better, but he's been taking steps forward and right back. They're just not a playoff team at the moment. Dodgers, of course, are a contender. There's really not much to say there. I don't want to talk about them. It's unfair. The D-backs, don't really have a shot. They're above some of these teams. Like, I think, going into next year, they're not as bad as people think. Zach Gallen has shown really good potential. Morel Kelly could be pretty good. Ketel Marte is outstanding. Alec Thomas, he's been good. They still, I think they're better than people think they are. Next year, maybe not 500, but they're gonna be better. The Mets are a World Series contender. I don't think they're quite as good as some of these teams. They're probably better than the Braves, but that's going to be a tight battle for first. I don't think they're as good as these three teams. The Astros rotation is just ridiculous, but you can check out my video on the White Sox. See how I really thought they were going to be great this year, but they've fallen to a 50-50 shot, and I think that's a little generous. I think they're gonna heat up, but is it enough? Dylan Cease has been ridiculous. But everyone else, Lance Lynn has been awful. And Kopech is just on a downward spiral. Giolito's, I guess, getting a little better, and Robert and Jimenez have been very disappointing. Nothing is going right for them. Liam Hendricks has been hurt. Everything just seems to be playing below average. I think are definitely the top team in their division. Joe Ryan's really good. The rest of the rotation's pretty good. Aubert, maybe I don't know. They still got a solid team. Not a great one, but in a weak division, they can take it, I think. The Cubs are... I love saying this, but they are horrible. They really did not do a great job with the rebuild. The Stroman signing, I did not think was smart from day one. Stroman and Hendricks have been awful. I guess Happ's playing well. Contreras playing well. They'll probably both be traded. I just don't... They're not good. Nationals, not good either. With Soto going, they're going to be really bad without him. They might get to Oakland level, but well, I guess probably not. But and then lastly, the Reds, also a pretty awful team. They could top out the Pirates and Cubs. I don't actually think they're quite as bad as either of those teams. Once they trade Castillo and Mahle, that might change depending what the Cubs do at deadline. But they don't have a chance. So that's the bracket. I'm tired. That's the tier list. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.